The Business Mentor Talks is vlogged by no other, Armando Butz Bartolome, in cooperation with the Manila Times. It aims to bring to life and recognize entrepreneurs who constantly strive to create a living for the community as well. Listen to the Business Mentor Talks with Butz Bartolome.
Ang ganda ng ating pag-uusapan, ang pag-ahalaga ng pagkain, no? Alam mo mga nakarang taon, nakikita na natin yung mga taong kumakain ng hindi naman natin sinasabing kawawa, pero yung nagtiyatiyaga, no? Yung tinatawag nating pagpag, no? At meron tayong makakausap ngayon, isang gentleman, no, na who really cannot take it anymore. Okay? In other words, sabi niya, hindi pwedeng nagugutom ang Pinoy. Okay? At siya ay nagsimula ng isang magandang advocacy na I would encourage all of you in the hotel, the chefs, those with restaurants, those in the food service to pitch in. Ang tawag dito ay food rescue. So wag na tayong mag-atubili. Let's introduce Mac Florendo. Mac, good morning, good afternoon to you. Kumusta ka?
Great day. First of all, thank you, Sir Butz, for inviting me here. No, this is really an opportunity to share good message out there.
Alam mo, ang tagal ko nang hinahanap to si Mac. Mahirap maghilapin to kasi parati siya naghahanap ng mga mari-rescue na pagkain. So Mac, tell us who is Mac Florendo? Yan. Sino ba si Mac? Yan, yung pinagsimula ni Mac.
Okay, so again, my name is Mac Florendo. I'm actually from Zamboanga City, from Mindanao.
Oh, okay.
So I would say, I grew up in a very simple household. My father was a government employee. And then growing up, very similar naman with every Filipino household. Sasabihin, wag magsayang ng pagkain. Tapos, syempre sasabihan tayo na mag-aaral lang mabuti, makinig sa magulang, gawin ang tama. So, 16 years of my life, ganun parang normal na normal. Until I moved to Dumaguete City, which is, nag-aaral ako sa Silliman University.
Oh, nice place. Okay.
First American university in Asia yan
Yes.
So, syempre na-expose na ako sa iba't ibang klaseng tao, iba't ibang opportunities. And there was a time na I applied for what they call this exchange program, So that was in the US. At that time kasi, syempre college, ang dami ko na rin ginagawa. Just to give a little background, I studied mass communication in Silliman. So a guy at that age with that opportunity, talagang I needed to explore. I explored different hobbies, from background ko rin, media, events, music, performing. But paano ba ako napunta sa food rescue na to?
Oo.
So again, I applied for a program in the US. It's a Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative. This was sponsored by former President Barack Obama. And the program was under environmental issues. At that time kasi, I was into mountaineering. So I was a member of Cuernos de Negros Mountaineers Club sa university. So yung utak ko all about environment. Until such time, I met an organization in the US called Boulder Food Rescue.
Oh, okay.
So dito ko na nakita lahat so yun yung ginagawa nila, food rescue. They work with various food establishments with surplus food and they give it to the poor, And they were using bicycles in picking up and delivering the food. Ang unang pumasok sa isip ko, how come walang ganito sa Pilipinas? I did my research, food rescue in the Philippines, there's none. So that was a light bulb moment for me. Sabi ko, very same problem, and it's worse in the Philippines. mas marami nagugutom, syempre. And familiar naman tayo sa culture ng Philippines. Talagang sagana sa pagkain. No? Mahilig tayo sa budol fight, sa fiesta.
Yeah.
Diba? Pag may birthday or kasal, maraming pagkain. So sa akin, ito na yung pasalubong ko sa pag-uwi ko sa Pilipinas. Dadalhin ko tong idea na to. At alam kong papatok to. So that's how it started. No? And of course, I started alone kasi sabi mo nga, siguro sabihin natin 10 years ago, people wouldn't think of this idea, no? Kasi pero maingat sila sa food. No?
Correct.
Food poison yan. Basta something new that you introduce to the Philippines, ano yan, skeptic, kumbaga, dadalaw. So it was really a challenge. Pero ako kasi, yung vision ko, if countries like the US is doing it, having the same problem, why not sa Philippines? So I was just positive. Yeah.
Oo. But did you have ever, second thoughts? Nagdalawang isip ka, baka hindi kaya ito, baka hindi pwede. What really pushed you to be the lone wolf in the wilderness? In other words, no, ikaw yung nagtataas ng bandera, food rescue. But ano ba mga challenges na hinarap mo, Mac?
Well, siguro sa mga nakikinig, no, baka hindi na naghahanap sila ng connect, bakit ako napunta dito. So again, I was into environment at that time, and sabi ko nga, sa US, they did it with just bicycles. Sabi ko, wow, actually mas attracted ako sa bicycle kaysa sa food rescuing tsaka feeding the poor.
So you're more on the bicycle pala, okay.
The reason why, because I was already riding a bike. At the same time, it's so amazing that if I bike, let's say 15 minutes or 30 minutes, and thinking na, I'm already doing something for the environment and for the people.
Yeah.
Parang, wow, it's so easy. Sabi ko, ito na yun. So again, and then it grew my interest in food, in nutrition, in helping out the poor, to looking out for the poorest of the poor. So doon nagkaroon ako ng interest. No? Para lang din may basis yung ibang tao kasi may mga nagtatanong, sabi mo nga, yung challenges dyan, Mac, why are you doing this?
Correct.
Kasi if you're someone new or a stranger, siguro some people would think, sino to? Pasikat lang siguro to. Gusto lang mag-picture.
In other words, content creator lang. Gusto ng maraming likes. Yung mga ganun ba? Yung mga pabebe.
Alam natin yan. Well, same thing for the institutions, no, mga companies, the establishments. Sabi ko nga, yung unang concern nila is food safety. Diba? Food safety yan. Dadalhin mo ba talaga sa mahirap yan? Paano mo i-document yung process? Ano yung proseso mo? So, it was really challenging in the beginning. Everybody would say no. Everybody would have second thoughts. But, alam mo naman sa Pilipinas, maniniwala lang yan pag nakita na nila. No?
To see is to believe. Di ba? To see is to believe. Tama yun.
So, siguro after a few months of doing it, I was already compiling photos and videos, which is very important, documenting the process. It's actually working. After 1 month, yung mga bata na pinapakain ko, ano na sila, ganado na, tumatakbo na, parang naghahanap na ng gagawin. So, yun kasi yung gusto nating impact. Hindi yung nakatunganga lang sila, di ba? Matutulog na lang sila buong araw kasi walang makain. So, nakikita mo yung changes and people will appreciate. They see the photos, they see the videos, they see the impact, and they start to get curious. Mac, paano ba kami makasali dyan?
Ayun, yung how. The how ngayon comes in, di ba?
Right. So how can we help? So, even for food companies, no, you have to show them that it can be done. So the process for me to do food rescue, number 1, meron ba talagang sobrang pagkain? So I had to go around the university, the bakeries, the public markets, wet markets. Nakita ko meron, di ba? Tinatanong ko yung mga vendor, meron bang sobra? Yes po sir, may mga sobra po sir. Di ba yung mga bakeries, hindi naman yan nasa-sold out araw-araw.
Yung mga tinapay. Di ba?
Grocery. Nakikita na lang natin sa grocery, sa buffet, tinatapon. So meron, number 1, merong food waste. Number 2, may nagugutom ba talaga na Pilipino? Of course, meron. Araw-araw. There's data on that. Sabi nga, may data nga sinasabi, around 14% of Filipinos are involuntarily hungry.
Yung nakita kong poster na 2.9 million.
Oo, ang dami.
2.9 million nagugutom. Talagang gutom. I mean, hindi yung gutom as in hindi ka nakakain ng lunch, di ba? Pero yun talagang deep hunger.
Correct. So there's that data. And then, you just have to connect eh. Meron kang sobra, meron kang gutom. So may disconnect. How do you connect it?
Correct.
So I was a bridge, no, to that two big problems. So I just found a way. I did it with one small action. Tapos dumami na at nagkaroon na ng interest, no, from the university, from friends, to regional news, national news, international. So, tapos yun, I think the attraction for many was that it started with a young guy, with one guy. You know, and then now, you've seen the impact. Now everybody's talking about it. So, ganun na yung nangyari. And then, ako rin naman, pinanindigan ko rin naman. Kaya, it became purpose na rin for me. That's the reason why I'm still doing it. Diba? I still have other interest, pero bakit ako nandito? So,
Oo. At ikaw yung so you started with yourself. Ilan na yung tumutulong sa iyo mga staff ngayon dito sa Food Rescue?
So si Food Rescue, no, that was my personal advocacy. I started it in 2015. But now I'm super happy kasi a big international organization saw my work. Itong si Scholars of Sustenance Philippines na gusto kong banggitin kasi I'm currently affiliated with them. Si SOS Philippines, it's an international environmental organization really focusing on the same thing. Pero large scale sila. They really want to work with the biggest players. So this organization was founded by Mr. Bo Holmgreen. He's a Danish national. Same thing. He was going around Southeast Asia. Ini-enjoy niya yung buffet. And once paglabas mo ng buffet, may mga naglilimos. No? So he saw the disconnect as well. And then, while he was researching about food rescue in Southeast Asia, and isa sa mga nakita yung ginagawa ko. So now, we're working together. In the Philippines, we're currently working with 10 people. Half of the people in the team are mga drivers. So actively going around Metro Manila, picking up food, and then delivering to people in need. So it's really amazing, how it turned out. Correct.
And, we realized, like, for example, meron tayong kasama sa chamber, PCCI Quezon City Chamber. Napag-usapan lang namin yon. Sabi ko, ikaw may restaurant ka. Anong ginagawa mo sa leftover? Sabi niya, binibigay sa mga pagkaing baboy. Di ba? Usually, ganyan ginagawa. Di ba? Kaning baboy. Di ba? Ganon. Sabi ko, ba't di ka mag-connect kay Mac Floredo? Yun, nagkausap na kayo, no? At si Tik Medine, si Maynard Esguerra Jr. Oo. But, how true is this? Ano ba talaga mga practice ng mga hotels, mga practice ng mga restaurants? Ganyan ba talaga? I mean, yung bang leftovers nila, yung mga mag-expire, syempre quality is number one, di ba, Mac? Pag nag-expire na yan, where does it go? Goes to the garbage?
Well, it's the nature of any food business to serve quality food to their customers. So there's various reasons bakit nagkakaroon ng waste, di ba? Hindi po masya sa quality. Perhaps the burger bun is a little lighter, a little darker, or the pasta was a little cold, diba? Or nayupi lang yung kahon ng packaging. Nagkaroon ng moist. So these are considered rejects or bad orders. So there's no way of selling them. Walang bibili niyan, kahit sino man. So they have to take it out of the shelf or take it out of the back kitchen, throw it away. So that's the traditional practice. No, meron din
When
naman,
you say throw it away, as in throw it in the garbage? The garbage bin?
They have their own protocols. Of course, the cooked food, they have to destroy it. No?
Correct.
So whether they put detergent on it or some kind of chemical para hindi na talaga mapakinabangan. So sa bigger scale naman, the manufacturers or the groceries, so they bring it back to their distribution centers and then they destroy it. So there's still a very costly practice of even throwing away food because sabi ko nga, yung chemicals, yung labor, the transporting of throwing this away. So it's not cost efficient for the business as well. So that's the traditional way. But now we're introducing a more sustainable management of their resources. Na hindi ka magsasayang ng pera, hindi ka magsasayang ng energy, at the same time nakakatulong ka. So yun
Correct.
yung mga proposal namin sa mga food businesses.
O, alam mo, may kinikwento ka ng isang araw boxes and boxes of oranges. Meron ka pa nga litrato doon na ginawa mong no? Ano ba
Correct.
storya, no? Mukhang sariwang-sariwa naman yung
Sariwang-sariwa.
oranges na yun, ha? Bakit ganun? Ano nangyari?
Ang problema doon, Sir Boots, no, nag-moist lang yung mga kahon. Imagine yung kahon lang yung nag-moist, basa.
Oh, yung kahon ng
Pero yung loob,
oranges.
yung loob nun super fresh. So, sabi ko nga, may quality silang sinusunod. Hindi na pumasa yung moist na karton. So, hindi na nila tinuloy yung delivery dun sa grocery na yun. So, they had to call us. Uy, Mac, meron kami actually sabi nila, 6,000 kilograms of oranges. You have to pick it
Wow,
right away.
6,000 kilograms. Ang dami nun. Oo.
Ang dami nun. So, I think that's equivalent to 6 trucks din, no? Of four-wheeler. So, we had to do something. Kasi waste of money yun, di ba? Waste of money yun. You were producing oranges for a number of months or sabihin natin years, processing it, di ba? Putting it in boxes, paying someone to box it, to deliver it to the grocery, ending, tatapon mo lang. So, it's not a very good practice. No? It's a waste of money.
So, ang question dyan, Mac, okay, now that you got all this food, what do you do now? Where does it go?
Ayan, well, food was meant to be consumed by humans, no?
Yes.
So, sa kanila, the reason why food businesses say yes is actually it's cost efficient for them. Sabi ko, in-explain ko kanina, di ba? It's better to just donate it just to than throw it away. So, sige, wala na silang problemahin. They work with SOS, bigay na natin. Tanggal na yung sakit ng ulo nila kung saan nila ilalagay. So, the same day delivery kami, no? Para kaming padala. So once we pick it up, same day delivery, same day consumption din with our communities. So we're also actively looking for communities who are hungry. So various organizations, no? We work with LGUs, we work with other NGOs, mga simbahan, kulungan, public school. Kasi mas kilala nila kung sino yung nagugutom. So kapag food talaga, I believe food gathers everyone around the table, no? We cannot do it alone. That's why we work with everybody. Kaya papasalamat din ako sa inyo, no? Sir Boots, sila Pocholo, si Sir Maynard. Kasi dyan naman talaga nagsisimula lahat. No? Pag nagsama-sama tayo, pag-usapan natin anong pwedeng gawin. At saka,
pero you do quality control.
Of course.
Quality control, Mac, no? For the food, di ba? I mean, you get it from the source, pero meron kayong quality control before you give it to the communities. Ganun ba?
Correct. So it's non-negotiable, no? If the food establishment is strict with their food, kami din, we're also strict with handling the food. But our standards is not for buying customers. Our standards is human eating this food. So so ngayon, na-educate natin yung businesses nila. Okay, it's still safe to eat. Next year pa naman yung expiry niya, na-UP lang yung kahon. Hindi namin mabebenta. O sige, pakain na lang natin sa tao. But we also do our own inspection. No? Hindi nangangamoy, hindi nag-iba yung kulay, hindi naman, di ba, weirdly tignan. So, may process kami. We can decline.
But communities, okay, sabi mo nga, naghanap kayong communities, but ano bang qualification ng communities na for you to help them out? Meron ba kayong mga qualifications na mga hinahanap?
We have an accreditation process with communities. So, of course, we have to meet them. You have to visit them. You have to know their credentials, their need, their capacity to receive food. Kasi anyone can ask for food. Pero what if, Sir Boots, bigyan kita ng isang truck ng frozen meat? Are you able to redistribute it to your communities? Siyempre, you also have to have your own kitchen.
Correct.
Kung bibigyan kita ng raw ingredients. So, and kung bibigyan kita ng ganito karami, kaya mo ba magpakain ng ganito karami? So, ma-match din natin sa kakayahan ng community. So, if there are only 300 communities, 300 members, so we'll also give you ganun ding amount, di ba? Tapos kung ready to eat ba siya or kailangan pang lutuin. So, ang daming factors, no? Kung meron bang ibang... So,
hindi pala basta-basta ito, Mark. I mean, hindi yung get from one source, transfer to the community, tapos na, no? Marami pa palang nitty-gritty pinagdadaanan dito. Pero Mac, maiba tayo, no? Alam mo, the past last year, no, masyadong prevalent yung issue ng pagpag.
Ay, nako.
Alam mo, ako I've never seen in my entire life, no, in the Philippines, na I've never figured out na grabe pala, ganito pala yun. May mga tao talaga nakakapandindig, tindig balahibo. I got friends in the US who asked me, is that really true? Okay. I said, it looks like it's true, but I hope nothing happens, are we getting successful now with your food rescue, SOS? Are we able to educate the market, educate the people, at the same time lessen those pagpag?
Yeah, so itong pagpag, no, it's sad, it's a sad reality. No, actually personally, it's one of the things I want to eliminate, no, dito sa bansa
Correct.
natin kasi nakakahiya, no? Every time we go outside abroad, yan yung nasa isip nila na kinakain ng mga Pilipino. So actually, we work with communities who have this, na itong pagpag na to. And sa totoo lang, I talk to them, I talk to the communities. Hindi natin kasi mapipigilan yan eh. Kasi, pero the only way we can do is really educate them. Una-una, it's not safe, no? But we are introducing this food rescue program kung saan mas makakatanggap sila ng mas maayos na pagkain, mas masarap, mas nutritious. No?
Correct.
Ang issue kasi namin sa pagpag, well, ako personally, pinagkakakitaan siya. No?
Oh.
At saka, isipin mo yun.
Ginagawang negosyo ang pagpag.
Yung kapwa mo mahirap, binibentahan mo. So, ang hirap nun. Tapos hindi pa okay. Hindi pa malinis. So, tsaka nakakatawa, no? Tanungin mo yung pagpag-vendor kung kumakain siya ng pagpag. Hindi. Kasi kumikita na siya eh.
Teka. Mukhang double standard tayo dyan, Mac. Ako nagbebenta. Hindi ako naniniwala sa binibenta ko.
Kasi alam niya.
Dubious, no? Dubious yun, ha?
Kasi kumita na siya eh. Ba't pa siya kakain ng pagpag?
Correct. Kakain ngayon siya sa dissenting lugar.
So ang hirap isipin, Sir Boots, na ganun yung sistema nun. And sa totoo lang, ang dami na rin namatay dyan sa pagpag. Hindi lang binabalita at hindi ko alam bakit.
Oo.
So,
but in terms of educating, Mac, is it also wise that we go to the elementary school? Teach the young the value of food and helping them, eat the right way, no? Para bang nutrition program na rin yan lumalabas sa inyo, no? Hindi lang yung mga noodle kasi alam mo naman, kasi noodle doesn't work. I mean, medyo may mga studies na napupulpul yung mga pag-iisip ng mga bata, no? So it's not nutritious, no? So
yes.
Meron ba kayong mga ways to educate where you can go and get invited in schools, both public and private, where you talk about food rescue so that the mga bata sa bahay na huwag mag-aaksaya ng pagkain, di ba? Yung mga gano'n, di ba? Pag ayaw ng bata, ang daming pagkain, no? Na natitira. So in what way can, for example, well, schools, you have that already, the program. In what way can families help out in your program, food rescue? I'm sure may maraming mga nanonood dyan na hindi lang kami siguro malaking restaurant, siguro meron kaming coffee shop. In what way can they help in their own small way?
Ayan. So, well, ang natutunan ko throughout the years, it's really sharing what you have, no? Giving what you can. Walang pilitan din naman dito sa ginagawa natin. Kung meron kang sobra, pamigay mo. Kung anong meron ka, share mo. Yun lang, we can start from there. No? If you're a business, small business, no? Kung meron kang sobra, gagawa natin ng programa. Sabihin natin, hindi ganun karami. Pero baka meron kang katabing community na pwedeng pagbigyan. Gagawan lang natin ng sistema na siyempre hindi rin aabusuin ng community. No? Hindi rin nila bebenta, hindi rin nila paparaffle, ipang politika. So, kasi may agreements tayo between parties, no? From the donor to the community. Para align tayo. Kasi once you violate that, it means you're not agreeing with the terms. So we just better stop na lang. Hanap na lang kami ng iba. So may mga ganong usapan. In terms of nutrition naman, alam mo sa SOS kasi ang priority natin is rescuing food. Sa totoo lang, whether nutritious or not, as long as wag masayang. But at the same time, when we deliver this food to communities, we also tell them, no, even though we give you donuts or mga biscuit, you have to think of yung main meal mo. Yung main meal mo dapat kompleto pa rin. Meron kang carbs, meron kang protein, meron kang gulay. Tapos yung sweets, konti-konti lang. Huwag natin pilitin laging may sweets. So merong ganun. Kasi pag hindi namin nakikita na ginagawa nila yon, we have to connect with another NGO who is more focused on nutrition side naman. That's why it's very important sa amin yung collaboration. We're not an expert in everything, no, but we work with experts. Yun. So
You collaborate, in other words, di ba? Oo. So, where is now the food rescue going into the next couple of years? Ano ba ang nasa vision ninyo ngayon, Mac?
No, we're super proud, no, kasi sa Philippines itong SOS we started 2022. And nearing the end of this year, 2024, we would be proud to say that we will be able to serve 3 million meals in just 2 years.
Yeah?
Imagine, sabi mo nga, 2.9 Pilipino ang nagugutom. Araw-araw yan, ha?
Oo.
Pero, ang goal lang talaga natin is to educate more businesses, no, to work with more communities. We're currently working in the Greater Manila area, but hopefully, in 3 to 5 years, we'll expand sa Luzon or sa Visayas or sa Mindanao, no, para marami tayong ma-service, maturuan, ma-educate, para wala nang reklamo kung gutom ka ba o hindi. Ang pag-usapan na lang natin, paano tayo maging progressive, maging productive sa araw na to. Para kinabukasan, mapakain natin yung sarili natin at mga pamilya natin.
So are you getting the cooperation of the big fast food chains? Alam mo, malaki yan, no? Mga big names, no? Because they also handle quality and they dispose of their products, no? Hotels, are you getting them? Are you reaching out to them already, Mac?
Exactly. So we're really working with leaders, no, sustainability champions. Kaya we're really targeting the big names. Kasi alam naman natin, sa Pilipinas, follow the leader yan eh. Kung sinong gumagawa, ginagawa ng malaking brand, dapat gawin din natin. So, ganun gumalaw ang Pilipino, no. So, tuloy-tuloy lang, we're getting the attention of the big names, no. If I may mention a few, yung si Gokong Wei Group, isang malaking partner namin yan. We're super happy with it.
Wow, congratulations to the Gokong Wei Group. Ano ba yung companies ng Gokong Wei that they're part of?
Si Robinson, si Shopwise, si Marketplace, si Cebu Pacific, no? Even their hotels, nabanggit ko na lahat. And they're very proud of this effort, no. So si Sir Lance Gokong Wei na nagsabi, we need to really focus on this food rescue program of ours. Kasi it's doing so much good for the company, for the business, and for the country.
Okay, any other companies that you would like to mention? Mga special mention these are the people who are kumbaga fire starters, di ba? Yan oo.
Siguro another one would be si Globe. No, si Globe is not a food company, they're a non-food company, pero one of their advocacies itong Hapag movement. So they're also addressing the problems of hunger, no, and poverty. Kasi importante sa kanila kapag may laman yung tiyan mo, mas malalagyan mo na ng impormasyon yung utak mo.
Exactly.
Kaya focus din si Globe. Meron silang Hapag movement na tinatawag.
Meron kayong maganda yung truck na design mo. Sino yung nag-design ng truck niya? Ilan na ba ang trucks mo ngayon na Mac na umiikot na ganyan?
Si SOS Philippines, we currently have 3 trucks. No, and the design is from the SOS Global naman. So pinag-isipan, kasi alam naman natin yung mga advocacy work, minsan nagiging corny yan at some point. So food rescue, we want it to be something cool, something youthful, lahat kasama, no? So yun yung branding ng SOS naman. Kasama lahat.
Wow, galing. So again, Mac, whatever we can do, the Business Mentor blog, keep us updated, and rally everyone in the food sector business alam mo, kailangan natin hindi tayo yung nag-iisa lang sa mundo, no? Minsan nga, pag kumakain tayo sa buffet, isipin mo na rin yung mga tira-tira sa buffet. Ano kaya ang ginagawa nila, di ba? Or yung mga nagla-laps na mga hamburger dyan, di ba? Kasi alam ko, ang hamburger, after 10 minutes, nandyan na, nasa disposal box. Question is, where does it go from the back door? Di ba? Yung mga ganon, no? At the same time, siguro inculcate values in our people na huwag man naman mag-akse ng pagkain, di ba? Yung bang kumain lang tama, huwag lang yung, lamon tawag natin dyan. No?
Takaw tingin.
Yung takaw tingin na pagkatapos ayoko na, you know? Pero minsan isipin mo rin yung mga taong naghihirap, di ba? Yung 2.9 million, I mean, medyo nakakagulat siya na 2.9 million is really not a figure to this, na baliwalain. So, Mac, your last appeal for those people who are in the food business that you want to encourage to this blog natin. Yeah.
So, Sir Boots, I just also want to highlight the real reason why we're doing this food rescue. No? Actually, food waste is one of the biggest contributors to climate change because of the greenhouse gas na nilalabas dyan called methane. Methane is more harmful than CO2. So we are experiencing unpredictable weather natin, extreme heat, and again, food waste is one of the biggest contributors to this one. So let's do what we can to reduce food waste. But then again, food was meant to be consumed by human beings, so might as well create a system for it. So I invite everybody, to work with us at Scholars of Sustenance Philippines, SOS Philippines, and let's save the planet and the people with one meal at a time.
Correct. So how can they get in touch with you? Is there a website, Facebook page? People would want to hurry up and be part of the program.
Yes, please like and follow Scholars of Sustenance Philippines. Yung aming website naman ay scholarsofsustenance.org. Yan. So, but if they also want to reach out to me personally, Mac Florendo, So, kung meron kayong mga proyekto na gustong simulan, mag-usap po tayo. Diyan po talaga magsisimula lahat. Kaya, thank you, Sir Boots, for this opportunity. I'm pretty sure, may natutunan sila.
Oo, pero maganda yung ginagawa mo, I mean, you're the light telling people, hey, let's do something about this, in our own small way. So, Mac, maraming salamat, and again, more power to your advocacy. I hope you don't get tired of it. Kahit may mga taong na, baka may pakitang tao lang yan. I'm sure matibay ka naman dyan, So, you really don't mind because you have an advocacy to look forward to, di ba? So, yun yung nagiging concern natin. So, Mac, keep it up. Again, God bless you all. And let's 1 meal a day. Yan ang target natin, di ba? To save people from real hunger. Kasi iba yung klaseng hunger, I mean, I'm sure meron kang mga tao nakakita na talagang gutom na gutom. Ano ba ang nakikita mong description dyan? How would you describe a person in deep hunger? Mga nakita mo?
Alam mo naman, Sir Boots, lahat ng tao nakakaranas naman ng gutom. Diba? Kahit nga hindi ka kumain sa pang-umaga or pang-lunch mo, medyo iba na yung, diba, nagiging hangry ka.
Oo.
Nakakahawa yan pag kumakalat ka na ng kabwisitan sa opisina, sa mga kaibigan. Yung pala, gutom lang.
Oo.
So, kailangan ng pakainin pala. So, ang worst case scenario niyan, syempre, tatamaan talaga yung utak. Sir Boots, may mga lumalapit sa amin, humihingi. Hindi na nababalik sa ayos ng pag-iisip dahil lang nagsimula sa isang problema, nagutom. So, syempre,
same time, may mga bata, Yung mga bata nakikita natin, di ba?
Alam mo ba, Sir Boots, 93 kids ang namamatay every day because of malnutrition. So, ang hirap.
So, nakakakilabot, but I have to do something about it, and that's where Mac Florendo comes in. Okay, basta tandaan nyo, macflorendo.com. Yan po ay puntahan nyo yan. At yan ay si Mac ay tutulong at magre-rescue,
Tulong po tayong lahat. Yan, magkasama tayong lahat.
Correct. Tulong-tulong tayo sa lahat. Again, Thank you very much for taking time out, and we are one with you. We are in support. I personally want to support you guys in my own small way, in my own network. Magtulong-tulong tayo lahat. Okay? Thank you, Mark. Ha? Thank you. Keep it
Thank
up.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.